Come on in, guys. We have an exciting show today. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. We're going to let everybody come on in just a few minutes, and we're going to bring on our guests. And our guest today, we have author Jamie Mays. I'm excited to have her. She is an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, and mother. So we're going to talk with her on all aspects of everything she has going on, new projects, new book release, and more. So right now we're gonna wait till some more people come on, and then we're gonna bring on author Jamie Mays. Hey guys. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the Nikki Rich Show. We're so
Hello. How are you today?
excited to have you here today. I'm so pumped up because I know
Thank
that
you.
you have so many things going on, and I said we had to bring you on today. So we definitely gonna, just talk about it today, get it all out.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I'm excited to be on the show and to talk with you all
Yes,
today.
it's such an honor to have you on. We are here with author Jamie Mays, best-selling author that is, and she is amazing. We had a chance to have her on our podcast, which is our iHeartRadio, as well as Apple iTunes, and you can also check it on TuneIn and Blog Talk Radio. So we had a chance to talk with you, but since the pandemic, you have a new book release, Trek, and
Yes.
I'm so excited about it because we talk about timing. Look at the timing right now that you just released this. Amazing.
Yeah. 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 I'm very excited about this book because, as I talked to you before, I shared that I actually started this book 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and having no idea that the political climate, the social climate, even the pandemic, any of this will be present right now.
Yes.
And so whenever I started writing it, I wrote it from a place of wanting to give a stronger voice for the need to celebrate Black women
Mm-hmm.
and to also just explore so many of the battles that we face across society and to give people a conversation book to push more conversations about our experiences. I could have never imagined that we would be where we are now, but what I do know is that this book is something that God definitely showed me it had to be written for this moment. So I've been so excited about it, so excited
Yes.
about it.
And I love it because you are bringing more attention to the Black woman, which we need to celebrate one another, and even have conversations. Like you said, you have written this book so we can have these conversations, about anything that's happening or going on with us Black women. We have to come together and celebrate us because we have it so hard, and I know we talked about it previously that we have it so we wearing everything on our backs,
Yes,
from
yes,
motherhood to being the wife to being the entrepreneur to also now being the teacher.
yes, yeah, yeah. Of course. And what you say is spot on. And the reason that I decided I'm gonna go ahead and hold it up, but the reason I decided to write Trek is because I felt there was a greater need to really explore what it has been like from history
Mhm.
through now for the Black woman in America. I do feel that there's not enough talk about what our trials have been historically in this country,
Mm-hmm.
the many roles and hats that we had to wear, how we have been basically the foundation of health and nurturing for every like black and white
Yes.
in America. And how there's still so many issues that we struggle with in terms of ensuring that black women are being treated fairly and celebrated honorably the way that we deserve.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about everything from equal pay to the justice system to just understanding the emotional aspects of black women deal with and ensuring that society is not as critical of black women as it's been historically because we've got to change that. The black woman is the foundation of so much for this world.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that she has been handled and dealt with and talked about has got to change because the more we celebrate the beauty and power of a black woman, the more our world is elevated. And so the mission of
Yes.
Trek is to share stories of two women, and you meet many different black women here,
Mm-hmm.
but especially two women who are facing different obstacles, but they relate to things like race, gender, and even the mental health of black women. In order for us to push more conversations across the table to talk about what we have to do to improve for everybody to have a better life and experience. But the basis of being able to do so is recognizing the beauty and power and importance of celebrating and encouraging black women. We've got to change the conversation around us. And I
We
remember
do.
sharing with you that initially I thought about writing like a research book, and I
Mm-hmm.
love research, right? Research is what really fueled me to write something that talks more about what black women have experienced from history until now. But I needed to write a book that was going to allow people from all walks of life to have a conversation. And I
Mm-hmm.
knew that if I wrote a book that was research based, that wouldn't necessarily bring everybody into the table. And I wanted to also create a space where people could think for themselves, where people could converse for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
where we have different opinions and different ideas. And so I knew that writing a fiction story that was based on real events, that
Yes.
was based on real history, that's based on real life, would give us a piece that could bring us to the table to talk about what the truth is about the history of this country as it relates to black women,
Mm-hmm.
but also allow us a place to explore and talk about not just black women, but everybody who is connected to the black woman, our children, our companions, our families, our friends, everyone who is an extension of the black woman and how their lives are affected. And as a result, of course, that links to the political climate of today. There is nothing that exists in this country without the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to create this fictional storyline that embodies everything we're experiencing right now, but allows people to think freely for themselves and engage in meaningful and powerful conversation. And I hope that Trek is a novel that makes space for people to talk more about black women.
It is. It is. And I know, just even from the cover, it's giving me like this Louisiana vibe.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I know, like it's just amazing. How did you come up with that? Because I know you're based out of Louisiana too, as well. But it's so much that goes on in Louisiana, and I know it's a lot of racism, and that's everywhere. But a lot of unjust things that take place, which, like I said again, is everywhere. But you know, I know you are also. Tell us a little bit about that cover that kind of relates to.
So of course I am. I live in Louisiana. I'm Louisiana born and grown. So you're absolutely right about that. And so a large this story is actually set in. I've actually come. I'm from South Louisiana. I live in North Louisiana.
Hmm.
This story is actually set in a fictional town in North Louisiana.
Okay.
And so that component is of course because I've lived here
Hmm.
and even considered just a little bit about how the dynamics are different. This is what sportsman's paradise, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
whole nature aspect is natural. But the other component is that this story is actually set in a small town. And one of our main characters ends up trapped in the swamp. And
Wow.
so that swamp is symbolic of so many things for a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it came from. For me, I said, when I see the swamp, as a black woman from the South, as a black woman who has traveled as a black educator, what does this swamp represent for me outside of the physical aspect of it?
Mm-hmm.
It represents the life of a black woman. How we are in this place in this world where we never know what's next, where sometimes we feel that we're stepping onto solid ground and we're sinking again,
Yes.
where there are so many different things there, the alligators of life, the water moccasins of life, the neutral rats of life, there's so many different things in this life that we are fighting against or that fight against us.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I wrote the book, I wanted to make sure that the cover of it not only reflected our state where it's taking place, but it also is symbolic of what our one of our main characters, Madison, is having to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
And that is both a physical swamp as well as the emotional swamp
Mm.
of being a black woman. And I took this cover myself.
Wow.
I was looking, yes, and trying to figure out like how I could get it designed. I wasn't satisfied with anything I found, so I went out to the woods and I just started taking pictures. And I found the perfect shot for me when I got home that night, and I was like, "This is it.
It is.
This is I could thank you. I could see Madison there. I could see myself there. I could see my burdens there. I could see my own experiences in that scene. And
Mm.
that's how I came up with the cover of Trek.
And you know what I can see? I can see a movie. And, like, I love that you have where you these two women are talking about their story, and I can just see it keep going. Just to keep going from the women and then venturing into these men.
That's been so exciting, and several people have said that, and it gives me chills to hear that. So I want to
Hmm.
first tell you guys thank you so much for having
Hmm.
that kind of faith, because my dreams are very big, and number one being that this is the book that will touch hands across the world.
Yes, it
I
is.
have prayed for it. I am working for it. I want this, and it's not an ego trip. It's not a Jamie thing. There has to be more conversations about how we can move forward
Hmm.
by empowering black women. And I mean, it's so much deeper than that. The storyline actually involves black kids who are stopped by the police, but they have not been prepared for these experiences. We have, raised our
And
kids
even
to
us as
be,
adults, some of us is
yeah,
not even
yeah.
prepared because I know.
Look, exactly. We have gotten spoiled, right?
Hmm.
We raise our kids to have a better life. We raise our kids to see the world a certain way.
Hmm.
But the truth is that the world looks at them a certain way.
Yes.
And in the book, the children have an experience that they are not prepared for because their parents, they're black parents, and in one family they're black and white parents, and in a racial couple teach them that you are to be the example of love and positivity. But the truth is, what happens whenever love and positivity come against, love and positivity is not reciprocated, and danger is what they face.
Hmm.
What do these kids do? How do our families handle it? And what burden does the black woman bear?
Hmm.
And so the book itself, it is not just a one-dimensional conversation. It revolves around the life of the black woman, but it has so many parts to it. And so when I hear people give me that kind of feedback, it means a lot to me, because it gives me the courage to really know that this is a book I believe
Hmm.
can push important conversations and help people step outside the comfort zone, to talk about, no longer just say change must happen, but talk about it with the intention of moving toward a revolution. Action has
Yes.
got to come.
And I feel like it just doesn't stop with Trek. I think just adding on to that, because we need those conversations and we need them to continually to happen. Sometimes we'll have a conversation and stop it. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Don't come back. No nothing. But we
But
need those conversations. So we want to keep it going, but reiterate through Trek.
yes, yes. I've told people that I am so excited about the young people today.
Hmm.
I tell people all the time, I said, we have raised these privileged children and they are so devastated by the idea of not getting the justice that they deserve.
Yes.
If you have told them that they deserve it, they are adamant about getting it. But what we have to do is continue to empower them as young leaders.
Hmm.
We have to continue to teach them the dynamics of how to ensure that change happens,
Change
how
happens.
to have the dialogue, how to write the documents, how to hold people accountable, how to show up at the right meetings, and all of those things. And so, what I hope happens within the pages of this book is that it gets to college classrooms, high school
Hmm.
classrooms, church groups, social groups, book clubs, so that when people put this book down, even if it's you going home to teach your kids how to be stronger advocates, or changing the dynamics of mother and daughter relationships, because we have that in this book, changing the dynamics of how we're looking at our own history, how we're talking about our history, how we're investing and buying land, whatever a person can grab from this story to apply to improving their own life
Hmm.
is a way to help our kids and our next generation move forward in a more powerful way. And that's the mission at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I share this as a person, as a black girl who grew up in the housing projects in Louisiana.
Hmm.
All I really needed was someone to show me. I had leadership, I had a desire, I knew what I wanted to do. I just needed people to show me, right? And once
Yes.
I was able to connect with those people who showed me what to do with their leadership, that was it. I was ready to go. And so, as a writer, my mission has been in every book to put something on paper that shows people we can move over this thing,
Hmm.
we can go past this thing, we can use our experiences to empower us, we can cope with it one way
Yes.
or another, and also to be a living example
Yes.
that says where I have started is not where I end. I keep writing because it is the gift that has been given to me to empower others, right? And so it's my hope that Trek is a book that will continue to help others move forward.
And speaking of, I love the fact that you're not only doing what you love, you living your dreams, you're writing and working, but you are a mother and you are also paving the way for your child. And your child is aware of everything that's going on because he is over there. He's over there, motivating you and inspiring you and
Yeah,
giving you
yeah.
feedback.
Yes, yes. And I get so excited to even talk about that component. I do have my and thank you to everybody who's showing love. I have a 5 year old, and my 5 year old is actually my co-author for
Mhm.
the last book, which was the Mommy and Me cookbook. And so thank you for bringing that up because I love being a mom,
Yes.
and I've enjoyed it so much. And honestly, I never put any pressure on my son to like do what I do.
Hmm.
He is a kid. He gets to be a kid. I believe in that, and I try to exist in his world. But my child started talking to me when he was 2 years old, saying, "Mommy, I want to do it too. I want to go up to the mic." And so I started with something simple like, I taught him Langston Hughes poems.
Wow.
Um, and so I too sing America. So I taught him that just to see how he would do. He loved it.
Hmm.
The past 2 years we go and perform it for Black History Month, and so now he's ready. He learned about Dr. King. Now he wants to learn a Dr. King piece. And,
Yes.
and so and that, yeah, we started cooking together, and just cooking because it was a natural way for us to spend time together as a teacher, as an author. I was busy a lot, but family time is always extremely important. And I realized that cooking was one of the ways that we could always make sure we were getting in some time together.
Hmm.
So I made sure to cook about 3 or 4 days a week, even if it was nothing major. My son loves it. loves it. And so somebody actually asked me had I thought about doing a cookbook with my son. And I
That
was like,
is
well, I'm collecting recipes.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, they asked that. And so we decided, I asked him, do you want to do a cookbook for mommy? And
Mhm.
he was like, yes, yes, yes. So he helped choose the recipes. He actually, had to give his approval on the design. So he's actually my co-author. And when we released the book, honey, the first book signing, I did most of the talking. But after that first book signing, that was it. He can present, he can speak, he can cook, he autographs books, and he's always ready for the next opportunity to go. And so that
They said
that
you
is
can show
that's
enough
my
good.
that's my friend. Yeah, I love cooking, and I cook a lot. I love inviting them over for dinner. But from there, he has taken on his own platform to do things, and he's always encouraging me. And I tell once this is over, he's gonna come in the room and let me know how I did. And I appreciate seeing my 5 year old child take an interest already. And
Mhm.
it helps me know that I'm without of a doubt doing what God has called me to do.
Yes,
And
you
that the
are.
first responsibility I have is to have an influence in my home in the correct way. And then to go and do what I have to do for the world. And that was one of the biggest fears of being a mother, especially a black mother,
Mhm.
because we have to make sure that we are covering so many bases with our kids because of the way that this world operates. And I was like, am I going to be able to do everything, to make sure that I'm meeting the needs of my child? And so honestly, I just heard God tell me, you keep waking up and doing what you're assigned to do.
Yes.
And the next thing my son showed his own interest in being a part of these things.
Mhm.
And so in between kickball and soccer ball and t-ball, he is in the kitchen, helping mom and trying to learn how to do his own thing. And so we co-authored our first project together, and it has been a wonderful experience to say that you're already creating a legacy
Mhm.
with your child. And it's a blessing.
It
And
is. It's a
as a
blessing.
responsibility to make sure that we are loving
Mhm.
our children and uplifting. Yeah, yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
and
Thank you.
even from previously we interviewed you, and it was before the pandemic, but since the pandemic, you've been like Zoom. You are not playing no games. I said we had to get her back on. I see you on different radio shows, TV shows. I was like, man, it is live. She is on fire. So I was like, you know what? We got to bring her
Thank
on
you.
and talk with her, get up to date on what's going on. Like I said, you've been everywhere, so I'm so excited for you and what's to come. I just see so many big things with Trek, that's taking place, the timing of everything. I mean, it's just beyond amazing just to see you birth this book, and now look where you are.
Thank you so much. And I told you before, and I will say it again. I appreciate, one of the things that gives me the greatest motivation is being able to see other wonderful women doing wonderful
Hmm.
things. And watching your journey, Nikki, has honestly helped me remain motivated, committed, inspired, getting up in the morning. And I told you this before, and I'll say it again, knowing that, even with you share some of your health story and seeing you keep getting up despite those challenges
Yes.
and going for it every day ensures me that I don't have any excuses for
Hmm.
not pursuing my passion and making those sacrifices to go for the things that are such a dear thing to me. I have been speaking for 22 years
Hmm.
and writing for 22 years. And it is the mechanism that saved my life as a child who was struggling with depression, low self esteem, and everything. And so I want other people to know that you can overcome things,
Hmm.
that the power of the pen can change your life. It's not about, you know, um, whether or not you write a bestseller, that's not what the pen is about. It
Mm-mm.
is about your own wisdom. It is about
And
your
your
own growth.
story. Your story.
Yes, yes, definitely. It's about your story. And so what you're called to do from there is what you want to fulfill. You know, I'm blessed that God has given me a gift that I have to go out and share with others. But at the end of the day, there are so many moments when, it's me and that pen and a new poem. It's
Mm-hmm.
me and that pen and a new blog entry. It's me and that pen and a new book. And those are moments people may not know about, but they are the saving grace for me. And when I finally get to release that thing to the world, it's just always my hope that the thing I am hoping to gain within and the thing that I have gained within is also something that will help others to move forward in a positive way.
Yes.
Look, writing and speaking are two gifts that will never, like that. When you write it, it's there forever. When you speak it, it's there forever. So, what are we saying to people? Are we uplifting them? Are we empowering them? What are we
Are
writing?
we
Are we
educating them?
seeking to
Yeah.
impact the world? Yes? Are we educating them? Are we uplifting them? And that's something we have to think about very seriously because we can talk about a desire to see the world evolve, but if we are not investing in things and doing things that help people to evolve every single day, I don't care where you're speaking. I don't care if you're speaking from the McDonald's drive-thru. You should be speaking with a positive affirmation, positive commitment. I tell people every day, your call and your position is not about where you're located, it's about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm called to be a person who cares about others, I can teach, I can teach from wherever I am. I can care for others from wherever I am. The action that I'm called to perform, I have to perform it wherever I am, whether I am in the pulpit or the pew, whether I am in the classroom or in my front yard speaking to somebody who has passed by. Because it only takes impacting the life of one person to change the whole
It
world.
does.
That's all it takes. That's absolutely all it takes. So when I put the pen to paper and when I publish it, I always say that, if only a few people can see the impact of this, then maybe they'll pass that word on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my responsibility.
That
And
is
my
so
hope
true.
is just to fulfill my part.
And I want to let everybody know that's just tuning in. We are here live with author Jamie Mays. And shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Dr. Tanya, hey,
Thank
Amy.
you all.
I see Heather, K Trim, Tanisha, Nisha, P. Dennis, um, Or Wagner, Nisha Hair Diva, so many people, King Solomon. I see you guys, everybody that's in, that's tuned in to the Nikki Rich Show. Thank you guys for listening. We are here with author Jamie Mays. Now, can you give us your social media handles where they can purchase your book track if they wanted to, and even if they wanted to connect with you, maybe have you in their book club, like Oprah.
Yes.
So where can they connect with you? Like if you wanted to connect with anybody.
Definitely. I am on Instagram, of course, Jamie Mays AOE. You can follow and connect with me there. I'm on Facebook as Jamie Mays. I am on Twitter as Jamie Mays AOE. My website is jamiemays.net, where you can learn more about my stories, my work, as well as all of my other published books.
Hmm.
And you can also go on Amazon, type in Jamie Mays as well, Mayes, and you will see all of my published work. I want to, in particular, ask people to please make sure to get your copy of Trek. And if you're interested in having me for an interview or to
Hmm.
talk with your book club or organization, I would love to come. Definitely wide open to those
Because
opportunities.
we got a lot of shows in the building. We got Like Her podcast. I see out of New
Yeah,
York, King Solomon,
awesome.
She Ready. So many people that's tuned in. Malibu Kelly is a entertainment attorney, and she also interviews with different people as well. So shout out to
Yeah.
everybody. that's tuned in. If I didn't get a chance to check you out, thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
coming in. And thank you, Jamie, for being our featured guest. This
Thank
episode
you.
will go on our IGTV and we'll have it on our page. And later on, you will see it on YouTube. We usually put it up there for a day or so, and you can go and check it out on YouTube as well. But I want to thank you for being our guest, and I want to make sure everybody is following me at Nikki Rich Show TV, as well as at Miss Nikki Rich, the NikkiRichShow.com. And guys, I'm so excited because I'm about to go. We got a billboard up in LA, so I'm going to go check that out. I just got the message, while I'm on the interview with you. So I'm going to go check that out. And, you know, go from there. But I'm so excited to have you on. And you are welcome anytime here at the Nikki Rich Show. And not even, I want to let everybody know this is not just a place that you can just like interview. Like, even it's a place for your voice. If you just
Yes,
want to
yes,
even get something off your chest or just talk. It's not necessarily have to be like, oh, I got an interview, but it's a
yes.
positive platform with a voice. Hey, thank you, Bam. And
You're welcome.
Sharondale, thank you. But it's just a place where you can come and have a voice, and I'm so excited for everybody and everything that's happening. So y'all gotta keep going, keep pushing. I know we in a pandemic, but I'm gonna tell you, God is pouring out his spirit, his
Yes, it
blessings.
is. Yes, it
It's
is.
I've done
Yes,
seen so many people,
yes,
from my
yes,
friends to family members. People are getting
yes,
houses, they are
yes,
moving, getting cars, and just being blessed.
yes,
During this pandemic, people are creating businesses. Um,
yes.
people getting saved. They it's so many things that's taking place, that is happening
Yes,
because God
yes,
I think we had to have a reset. Sometimes we
yes,
have to have a reset. I think the world had a complete reset, you know, the world, not just you,
yes.
not just me, the world. And I feel like
Look, Nikki,
everybody right now is on the playing field. We on the same thing. We're going through the same thing, and we
that's
all
it.
can
That's
relate
it.
that this is
Yes,
not easy.
yes.
you know,
Look, I told people, I said, in this season, it is the time for you to decide what you're going to do.
it
Are
is.
you going to make some stuff happen, or are you going to sit around and complain? And this is in regards to how we're dealing with our families,
Hmm.
how we're looking at our passions, how we're living our lives. This is the time for you to decide what you want to do next. And from a long time, we live in such a fast paced world. We always feel like we have something to do,
Yeah,
like we have something to go. This was a demand for some downtime.
it is.
This was a demand for some downtime.
But it's
And
not
instead,
really downtime.
yeah,
You know what it is? It's birthing season. Season.
yeah, yeah,
Birth.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like I say, we creating, you're birthing new
definitely,
things. Shout out to
definitely.
celebrity writer Swan. She is doing big things too. But it's so many people. She's also a writer as well. So you gotta connect with her, Jamie. But like I said, it's birthing season, like when
Definitely.
you
Yes,
start something new, or just even something new is happening. And I believe if something new
yes,
is happening with each and every one of us. And
right.
that's why we
Without a
have to
doubt.
pray about it, pray
Yes,
on it, pray on our
yes,
moves. We just have to really sit down, meditate, focus, and know what's happening, know what's going on. Am I going in the right direction? And sometimes, I within this pandemic, I feel like how we get so comfortable and keep doing the same
mm-hmm.
thing. Even
Oh yeah,
myself,
yes,
I feel like it's
yes,
time for me to shake things up. Like,
yes,
do something
yes.
else. I know you're doing
yes,
the Nikki Rich show, but
yes,
you gotta change some things, you know?
yes,
And it's
yes.
meant for all of us
And
to just make make some different moves or change some things,
mhm,
you know? Yeah,
mhm.
it's birthing
And
time. I'm
sometimes
telling
we
you.
don't. We have to get forced into that space where we do it though. We have to get forced into that space where we can have that time to think because sometimes we're just acting, acting, acting. We're not planning.
Mm-mm.
We're not thinking through. We're not listening to the voice that's guiding us.
But this
And
time
that's
we
what
have to listen. You have to sit there.
yeah.
You have to listen.
You have to listen. Have to listen.
But it is all of our time. Every one of
Yes,
us. It's our
yes,
time. You know,
yeah,
something different is happening in each one of our lives. And we are on this journey. And God has a plan for each one of us. But
definitely.
it's happening.
Yes,
It's happening. And we have to make those changes. Even myself, you know, from my health to, you know, spirituality to family, friends, everything. And, you know, you release those things that are not for you. And, you know, I
mhm,
before I even went into the pandemic, I have released a lot of people, whether they was on my staff or, you
mhm,
know, you can
mhm.
tell
Yeah, yeah,
when. And so
yeah.
I was prepared going into this season, honey, because when I come out, I'm ready. You got to
Nikki, you
clean
know
it
I
all
told
the
you.
way up.
Look, yes, yes,
You got to clean it all
yes,
the way up. And, you know,
yes,
and my thing is, like you were talking about Trek today, is to empower, you know, more black women, you know, black entrepreneurs to continue. And that's why I have created this platform and to have, you know, and that's what Trek is all. We got to empower our black women, empower each other,
yes,
you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Shout
it's
out to
not that we don't.
Ivy Ellerby. She is a entrepreneur as well. Shout out to her. She had a chance to come to LA and do one of our live tapings, and she coming back. But I went to high school with her, and she's an author. So all of these amazing authors, y'all gotta connect. You know, Ivy, connect with Jamie. So, you know, we got
Please, yes, yes,
Louisiana and
definitely,
we're from South
definitely.
Carolina. I'm from Seneca, South
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah,
So, you know, definitely connect with these
yeah,
amazing authors that's in the house. You know, it's all about networking and building. And it's so amazing when you see your high school friends. They go off and
yeah,
they do
yeah,
amazing things. Like I said, we
yeah.
here to empower. We need to do, I need
Yes,
to, you know,
yes,
work on a
yes,
panel with with
yes,
amazing black empowerment women, you know. So
yes,
okay,
yes.
Dr. Tanya said she's in Walterboro, South Carolina. Okay,
Okay,
yay!
yeah.
My South Carolina people in the house. How cool is that? But I'm so excited. Y'all definitely got to connect with author Jamie Mays. So definitely connect with her on Instagram. Once again, because we done had a few people come on, give out your social
This
media
has been
handles.
You can connect with me on Facebook as Jamie Mays. That's Mayes. I am, of course, here on Instagram, Jamie Mays AOE, or author Jamie Mays. I've changed that. I am on Twitter, Jamie Mays AOE, and my website is jamiemays.net, where you can learn more about my story as well as my other published works. And of course, I love opportunities to talk. If you want to invite me to share any information with your audience or just talk with you, I would love to do so. And my newest novel is called Trek, and it is set right here
Mm-hmm.
in Louisiana, but I insist on saying it is the story that I hope will be talked about around the world.
It will.
So I've been, and I have to tell Nikki, thank you again. I'm just so happy to be here today. And you know, she does know I've been working very hard, but um, it's been nothing but an exciting journey. And being given the time, she's talked about seeing me grind and
Mm-hmm.
working. The time makes a difference. You talked about being released from things as well. And I told you before, I had also been released, and initially, you know, when I had to come home, all I could see was, oh, you know, the burden of like, oh, I'm here. What do I do? What's next?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just heard God saying, well, you've been working on this project for 3 years. and you've been talking about the next book for 3 years. And so after you rest physically, let's get back into this and make some things happen. And so what you say is like absolutely the truth about it being such a great season of birthing
Mm-hmm.
things and seeing things come to life. And just repositioning yourself for everything that you want to see happen. So I'm excited, of course, to talk with you. You always give me so much energy and excitement. So
Yes.
I'm excited.
Well, it's always great to talk with you. And like I said today, it was such an honor, to have you on. And it was so perfect. Today was so perfect. And like you were saying, you want to be everywhere. I'm going to tell you right now, you're everywhere because so many people are listening in from New York to South Carolina, to Louisiana to LA. I mean, just even on the line right now, it's just amazing that everybody is able to see you. And I thank you today for being our guest and look forward to having you once again.
You are say seeing. I look forward to seeing you as well.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, everybody, you got a chance to see and hear author Jamie May's amazing show today. And I'm so excited to have her on. And some of you guys that's tuned in definitely connect with everybody that's commenting, and this is what it's all about. People always say, well, how do you get followers? This is how you do it. We on live right now. You connect with these people because everybody is in different states, different countries that's tuned in right now, because that's what I do. And, I want you to definitely stay in tune with us at Nikki Rich Show TV, at Miss Nikki Rich. We got big things taking place within the next um, few months. I can't wait to share with you the new releases, new projects, and we doing it from our home, y'all. We doing this from our home, and we've been doing it from our home since 2011. We will be celebrating 10 years online radio, you know, also cable TV. We've been doing this online. We have not stopped. So when the pandemic came, it did not change one thing. Nothing changed. We stayed the same because we've been doing this, y'all. But I just thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you guys. But much love. I hope you guys have a happy Saturday and be blessed. Love you guys.